folks, I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Melody.
And welcome to Double Trouble. Today we're taking a look at an expansion for Splendor. This is Splendor, the original game. Today we're taking a look at Cities of Splendor. Now, Cities of Splendor gives 4 modules. Each module has its own rule sheet, which is kind of odd because I don't know why they didn't just put them together. It says these 4 expansions must be played singly. Like you can't play them together. It's not necessarily true. You can mix a few of them at least. It also gives you a new first player marker for reasons if you want a first player marker. Let's take a look at the expansions. Here we go. Module 1 is the cities. In this one, you are going to not use the nobles, so they're out, and instead you're going to use city tiles. There's a bunch of them in the box. Each of these is actually double-sided. So you're going to put out 3 of them on the table. Doesn't matter how many players are playing. And each of them is going to give an alternate endgame bonus. Splendor currently ends when one player gets 15 points. Now, a player can match any of these. So if these were out here, and if I have 13 points and 2 white, green, black, red, and blue cards, or here, 13 points and 4 red and 3 black cards, I take the tile. That signifies it's the end of the round. If multiple people take tiles at the end of the, in the same round, then whoever has more points in front of them is going to win the game. So these are kind of like, here's one that's just 17 points. But most of them, or this one's 15 points plus 5 of the same color. But most of them are a certain number of points, and because there's going to be 3 of them out there, it might give you different things to try to shoot for. The next module is trading posts. In trading posts, you're going to add this board here, and this board is going to, each player is also going to be getting a bunch of shields of their color. At the end of your turn, if you accomplish something down here at the bottom, so for example, if I have 3 red cards and 1 white card, I'll take a shield of my color and place it here to show that I've accomplished that. So here you need 2 white, 3 blue and a black, 5 green, plus you've gotten a noble, and 3 black. Once you have something there, you get a special ability. So for example, this one says, whenever you purchase a card and put it in front of you, you get a free chip. Here, when you take the 2 of the same chips, you can also take a 3rd chip of a different color. Here, your golds count as 2 of something, of anything you want. Here, if you accomplish this one, you simply get 5 points. And this one here, you get 1 point for every shield that you have on this board. That's it. The next module is Strongholds. In Stronghold, each player is going to get 3 plastic Stronghold pieces of their color. Now, in Strongholds, whenever you buy a card, you have the ability to place a Stronghold out. You can place it on any card you want. When your Stronghold is on a card, you are the only person to have that card. You can also move a Stronghold from one to another when this happens, or you can take one of your opponents off of a card. If you ever have all 3 of your Strongholds on one card, and you buy a card, you can then remove all 3 Strongholds from that card and immediately build that one too, or any action really, even if it just take chips. You can take one action, remove all 3 of these, and build that card. Not for free, you still have to pay the resources for it. And that's what the Strongholds expansion adds. The next module is the Orient. In this one, you're going to actually add 3 more decks of cards. These are Orient cards. These are placed here. 2 cards are placed from each one face up. And these cards are very similar. You can buy one of these cards and put it in front of you, and then it's replaced from the top of the deck. What do the cards do? Well, these are kind of wild cards, but you have to have something to match them with. So if I have a white card, I can put this here. Now it's like I have 2 white cards. This card here counts as a double gold chip. Doesn't count against your chip limit, and you can just spend this card, you discard it when it's done, for 2 wilds. So I'm going to give you 2 things. This gives you that wild. This also lets you immediately take any level 1 card for free. This lets you take a noble and reserve it. Only you can get that noble. This one here gives you a level 2 card for free. And this one here, so how do you get this card? This one you discard 2 bonuses of the color that you previously acquired. So you're basically getting rid of 2 cards instead of chips to get this one. Also, there's a few cards scattered throughout here which are double resource cards. So that's what the Orient adds. Okay, so there's 4 modules for this game. So we have cities, strongholds, the Orient, and trading posts. There are 4 modules. I like 3 of them. Which one would be your least favorite?
Strongholds.
Strongholds, yeah, me too. Here's the thing with strongholds is it slightly lengthens the game, which I don't know why. They say in the thing it adds more strategy.
Kind of, I guess.
It's okay in a 2-player game and a 4-player game really bad because essentially it's like, oh, do you want these cards? There's a lot of the cards on the board you can't buy. And it just adds this fiddliness, like every time you do this, put a stronghold out, or remove one, or move one. And if you ever have 3 on the same thing, take an action, and then you get to buy that card as a bonus action. So, and taking someone else's off something is like what you do if you're like, I don't want any of these cards out there, so I guess I'll take yours off. It's just, it didn't add any fun to the game.
No.
Taking the extra action sounds fun, right?
Yeah, that's like the only thing. It just felt really useless.
Yeah.
I mean, that didn't really belong to the game.
The plastic pieces are cool, but All right, so then we have 3 other ones. Cities, the Orient, and trading posts. Which one of these is your favorite?
My favorite was trading posts.
And mine is the Orient. So let's talk about cities. Cities is the one where I would play with it all the time. Although, incidentally, cities, you can't play with the aristocrats or the
Nobles.
the nobles. You don't mix those in. And I don't know why necessarily. It seems like you could if you really wanted to. Mm-hmm. But maybe
I guess it's just so that you don't have to focus on both the nobles and the cities because they both need like sets of cards. So if you focus like on getting nobles, you might be able to get like a set for the winning thing.
The thing is, you can get rid of nobles out of the game and it's not a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
Nobles were there. They were certainly worth points. You were trying to go for nobles, but getting rid of them isn't going to make the game any less fun. The cards are still out there. The thing about cities that's cool is that it gives you these alternate victory conditions. Not alternate, but like instead of going for 15 points, maybe you're going for 12 points and cards of different colors. Mm-hmm. And you pick which one you're going for, and it kind of gives you a focus and makes each game slightly different in the way that people are going for things.
And I also like how the cities are double-sided.
Yeah, and they look cool. This is an easy addition. You could teach someone who's never played Splendor before, you could teach them with this and they wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
Which I guess is why the expansion is called Cities of Splendor. All right, so you said Trading Post was your favorite, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Trading Post adds into special abilities. It's another easy one. Trading Post is almost one that I would always play with because you really can add it in with the other expansions. Whether you're, you can't do with cities because you need a noble tile for it.
Well, you don't have to play with that one.
Yeah, I guess. I do like that it is special abilities.
Yes.
My favorite is take 2 chips of one color and then one of another. That's amazing.
And I like the one where if you buy a card, you can like take a token or 2.
Right, and then there's some that are just points.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you that. My only thing about this is I wish there was 2 sides to it where they kind of switch the colors you need on each side. Like on one, you need 3 red and a white to get 1 power. Maybe on the other side it would be 3 black and a green. That's not a huge difference, but that would, I think, change things up because the way the colors come out might make the game different.
Yeah.
But Trading Post is a lot of fun. Enjoyed that one.
Also, one thing about the Trading Post, as someone learned in the game, is not to just focus on them because you might not get as many points.
So the Orient. The Orient looks the most complex, and I guess it is the most complex, but it's pretty simple. Yeah. All the expansions for this set are very simple. And the Orient adds some more cards, but they're fun cards to get. They're wilds or buy more cards. Nothing's complex. I guess the most complex would be where you basically are killing some of your cards to get points, which is probably worth it at that point in the game. Mm-hmm. And some of them let you get another card for free, which is always a fun thing to do. That
was my favorite. I really like the whole, you can, especially the one where you can like get one from the 2 line, and like sometimes they have like the higher point one, you could just get that one for free without actually having to pay for the card.
There's not a lot of points on the Orient cards, which is good. There are extra resources, it gives you special abilities. And again, like the last one Melody mentioned, if you concentrate too much on these cards, be like, look at these cool combos I'm making. Oh yeah, I didn't win the game by scoring any points. I really think you can, you definitely can mix the Orient and the Trading Post together, for sure. You definitely can mix, I think, Stronghold with any of them, although you should mix Stronghold with a trash can. And, so you can mix these together. I really like this. It gave you more options and more choices out there without, I think, the game being too complex. This is another easy one to teach. This is a good expansion. Splendor has always been a really great game. Before we played this, we sat down and we were like, all right, let's play Splendor without any expansion just so we can see the difference. And playing it with the expansions, like, yeah, easy, add these in. I would hesitate to say this is an essential expansion. I don't think you need it. But if you love Splendor, you're going to like this. If you don't like Splendor, this isn't going to change your mind. It's more of the same stuff, but it's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
What were your final thoughts?
I thought it was really easy to play. The rules were not difficult to read through. And also, I like how you can switch them up and put the different expansions together. And this game is simple enough that I can play with some of my sisters. So.
And your final rating?
8.5.
All right, I'd give it an 8 myself, but that's still pretty good. It's a great expansion. A lot of people love Splendor, and so I assume a lot of people are going to enjoy this one. Cities of Splendor. I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Melody.
And you've been watching Double Trouble.
Boom!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.